Joining me now, Firearms Policy Coalition Director and Young Voices contributor, and my friend Matthew LaRosiere. Matthew, good to see you. Welcome to Kennedy.
See you again, Judge.
The proposals that the Republicans refused to hear and that Governor Northam was pushing would have banned your ability to carry a handgun on government property. Now, this is where the killing took place. This would make government property the most dangerous place in the world because the crazies would know that shooting somebody there would be like shooting fish in a barrel because nobody except a criminal would be armed. What kind of sense does that make?
I think this just shows that we're not actually, gun controllers aren't actually concerned about getting to the root of the problem, about solving what's at the root of these issues. They're concerned about responding to individual crimes. And in fact, here, the shooting began in what was already a gun-free zone. So this wouldn't have changed anything. He also, in his proposal, his 8 recommended actions, proposed banning suppressors. What do suppressors have anything to do with lethality, aside from the fact that they happen to be used in the shooting? This isn't about saving lives. It's just about having talking points to say that you're responding to the latest catastrophe.
Do they actually argue that banning suppressors, a device that would make a gun less noisy, if I have that correct, Matthew, would actually save human lives? Might the suppressor actually make it easier to stop a bad guy?
I don't think that suppressors change the dynamics of a typical gunfight because they're usually in such close range that a drop of 20 or 30 decibels, it's not going to really change the situation. But we're seeing another one of his proposals were a felony for anyone who has a firearm accessible to a 17-year-old.
Whether or not the 17-year-old actually accesses it.
Right. And so what does that mean? That when you have kids, you no longer have the right to protect your family until they all turn 18? This has nothing to do with the shooting. This has nothing to do with solving violence. This is political grandstanding, and I think it was Governor Northam attempting to get Republicans to bend the knee and get something through, which is why he threw everything at the wall. Right. And luckily, the Virginia legislator stood strong and didn't respond to it.
I honestly think, and I suspect you agree with me, this is not going to be resolved until the Supreme Court, once and for all, guarantees the right to keep and bear arms wherever you might be threatened. Matthew, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. We will be right back.